ខ្មែរគឺជាមហានគរស្រមបវរតាំងតែពីបុរាណវប្បធម៌អរិយធម៌រុងរឿងកាន់កានខ្មែររស់សុខសាន្តមានសិទ្ធិសេរីឥឡូវខ្មែរចៅចន្ទយុទ្ធឈ្លានពានទឹកដីខ្មែរគ្រប់កាយស្វាងចិនប្រជីវីសឹកសង្គ្រាមខ្លាំងក្រាប់ពេញលើធរណីខ្មែររួមសាមគ្គីការពារទឹកដីកម្ពុជាឯករាជ្យបានធៀបពីតុងខ្មែរបានសុខទាំងអង្គគ្រប់អាត្មាសូមប្រពន្ធឲ្យបោសុខសាធុការសាធារណរដ្ឋថ្មីគ្រប់គ្រងផែនដីខ្មែរគឺជាមហានគរស្រមបវរតាំងតែពីបុរាណវប្បធម៌អរិយធម៌រុងរឿងកាន់កានខ្មែររស់សុខសាន្តមានសិទ្ធិសេរីឥឡូវខ្មែរចៅចន្ទយុទ្ធឈ្លានពានទឹកដីខ្មែរគ្រប់កាយស្វាងចិនប្រជីវីសឹកសង្គ្រាមខ្លាំងក្រាប់ពេញលើធរណីខ្មែររួមសាមគ្គីការពារទឹកដីកម្ពុជាឯករាជ្យបានឃ្លាតពីតុងខ្មែរបានសុខទាំងអង្គគ្រប់អាត្មាសូមប្រពន្ធឲ្យកោសុខសាធុការសាធារណរដ្ឋថ្មីគ្រប់គ្រងផែនដី
យើងខ្ញុំប្រកាសណាសូមក្រោកថ្វាយបង្គំព្រះពុទ្ធព្រះធម៌ព្រះសង្ឃជាទីសក្ការៈសូមគោរពជំរាបសួរឯកឧត្តមសាស្ត្រាចារ្យមនិតដាំឆត្រីអគ្គស្ថាបនិកអគ្គមេបញ្ជាការឧត្តមក្រុមប្រឹក្សាខ្មែរជួយខ្មែររំដោះជាតិជាទីគោរពដល់ខ្ពង់ខ្ពស់និងសូមជម្រាបសួរបងប្អូនខ្មែរទូទាំងសកលលោកនេះជាកម្មវិធីទស្សនៈស្ត្រីលើកទី31ជាភាគបន្តការទទួលខុសត្រូវនិងកាតព្វកិច្ចរបស់យើងកូនខ្មែររបស់មហានគរខ្មែរមានជ័យយើងខ្ញុំទាំងអស់គ្នានឹងបកស្រាយជាភាសាអង់គ្លេសមិនដូចតទៅ Good evening and welcome back ladies to Supreme Council of Khmer for Rescue Khmer Lady Viewpoint our number 31 show and now I would like to introduce our panelists this evening we have on Chhyna Chan thank you and on Kalyan Nou and my name is Chhovy Pich. I am your host tonight. Before we begin our show, I would like to apologize. You know, last week we delayed due to I get cold, but I'm back now. I'm ready to be here this evening. And how you doing, ladies? Both of you?
Oh, great, Bong. And good evening, everyone. And you know what? You sound much better, Bong. And I'm so glad that you are feeling better today. And it's good to be here again. Bong, this is our 31st show and second one of this year, which is 2023. It will be more exciting than ever on this historical journey of liberating our Khmer land. And we will see prosperity and happiness very, very soon, ladies. To this effect, I want to share the statistic of our number 30 show from January. Per YouTube data analyst, our first day, we had about 13,000 viewer, ladies, 13,000 viewer on YouTube. And 75% were in Khmer Kandal, plus the 10% Khmer Krom that are watching us with the age of 30 and younger, Bong. So, this is the next generation of our future. We are, I'm sure we are very pleased with the number. This figure tells us that we have reached and awakened young generation to stand up and defend our country I am very thrilled, Bong, very thrilled, ladies.
Thank you. And how about on Chhyna?
Well, Bong, it's good to be here, and I'm very happy that you're doing well. And I guess all of us are under the weather, and plus, you know, spring fever. We all actually transition to spring, so I guess everybody's getting sinus problem or allergies. But what Bong Kalyan had just said earlier, I just want to piggyback on that. You know, like hearing the no-brain puppet dictator Hun Sen making derogatory remarks and refusing to address us directly shows the world that he has no spine, like Bong Kalyan said. And I am excited to do this continuations of last month's topic, Bong. Due to the pain that I have witnessed daily on Facebook, I'm anxiously waiting for Lok Batien to pull the trigger and launch the attack to end the barbaric regime.
You know, Chhyna, you know, pulling the trigger to launch the attack on the barbaric regime seems to be at the point of no return on, you know, still Lok Batien, as pure heart, gives our nation alleviation from unnecessary bloodshed on.
Well, you know, Bong Kalyan, the world knows that the shameless Khmer leaders Hun Sen has no remorse when it comes to killing. This is over 50 years of killing innocent lives, Bong Tapi.
Yeah, you know, Lok Batien understand that the bloodshed among, you know, Khmer only make us, you know, weak in the eyes of enemies. But at the same time, please do not test his power and authority, Mr. Hun Sen. Before we get into our topic tonight, we have a word of wisdom of Lok Batien to share with everyone. Bong Mani, please, can you put the slide, Bong? Thank you, Bong. I'm going to read in Khmer. Bandam miet phum preh pikho sajja palao hal dam chat rai. មាតុភូមិប្រទេសខ្មែរបានធ្លាក់ចុះចូលទៅក្នុងជ្រោះមរណៈហើយប្រសិនបើជាតិពូជសាសន៍និងកូនខ្មែរក្មេងចាស់ប្រុសស្រីទាំងអស់ដែលជាម្ចាស់រតនសម្បត្តិសុវណ្ណមាតុភូមិម្ចាស់វប្បធម៌ប្រពៃណីម្ចាស់ទំនៀមទម្លាប់ជាតិពូជសាសន៍ខ្មែរមិនព្រមភ្ញាក់ដួងខួរក្បាលឬដួងប្រលឹងរបស់អ្នកដែលជាម្ចាស់រតនសម្បត្តិនេះតើទុកឲ្យអាចោបិសាចអាយួននិងអាចោបិសាចចិនឯណាវាមកការពារថែរក្សានេះរតនអក្សរសាស្ត្រជាតិជាទ្រព្យសម្បត្តិជាតិខ្មែរគឺពួកវាជាបិសាចយួននិងបិសាចចិនថែរក្សាឲ្យខ្មែរយើងនោះថ្ងៃទី31ខែមករាឆ្នាំ2021 Thank you, Momini. In English version, Cambodia has fallen into a state of death. If our nation, Khmer children, young and old, men and women, who are the righteous owner of the national treasure, the motherland, the righteous owner of culture and tradition, if the righteous owner of the Khmer nation refuse to wake up the brain, now our soul, that all the righteous owner of this national treasure to leave the Vietnamese monster thieves and the Chinese monster, would they, the Vietnamese monster and Chinese monster, protect and preserve the national treasure of the Khmer nation for Khmer. His Excellency, Facebook on Sunday, January the 31st year, 2021. Lady, please share your thought about Lok Batien word of wisdom.
I'm going to go first, okay, Chhyna? You know,
All right, sure,
thank
Bong.
you, thank you.
Yes.
You know, it is true, Bong, that Lok Batien, the words of wisdom that you just read out is very, very true. Hun Sen is a traitor in the modern era. Hun Sen often said that Vietnam and China are my best friends. You know, as history, we all know that we lost our land to the Vietnamese. We lost 3.5 million people because of King Sihanouk and Pol Pot's selfish policy. You know, when foreigners live on our land, we will have no more land. You know, and that is the facts, ladies. You know, one direct message to all Kong Khmer: stop relying on our enemies or thieves to protect our homes, if we even exist. You know.
Bong Kalyan, thank you for sharing this wonderful information of Sihanouk background and what had happened for the past decades. I totally agree with what you were saying earlier. Well, Bong, here go my take. In the old English proverb, I have, say this so many times before, and I'm going to say it again. Divided we fall, united we stand, and we don't stand a chance if solidarity if we divide our people and nation. This is similar to the Khmer saying. Everyone usually say, especially in Cambodia, especially during our parents, when they were growing up and when this happened to their country, they used this saying this verb said, "Trong cácមួយបាច់មិនអាចកាច់បាក់ទេបើសិនជាយើងរួមគ្នាការពារជាតិយើងដើម្បីកុំឲ្យប្រទេសដទៃមកធ្វើអាណានិគមនៅលើទឹកដីមាតុភូមិរបស់ខ្មែរយើងដូចជាអាចោចិននិងអាចោយួនមកលើប្រទេសជាដើមដែលមកធ្វើអាណានិគមនៅលើប្រទេសកម្ពុជាជាដើមបង That's my take. Thank you.
Thank you for your thought on the word of wisdom by Lopatian. And now we have another short video. Lady, can you please shut off your camera? Thank you. Momini, thank you, Bong.
Meetings can have lasting meaning, and a meeting on Jekyll Island, Georgia 100 years ago this month was an important moment in the evolution of U.S. central banking. That meeting is also the reason for the gathering here today. An important outcome of the 1910 meeting was a proposal for an institution with multiple branches, which became in part the model for the decentralized structure of the Federal Reserve System.
The Treaty of Versailles, 1919. World War I officially came to an end with the signing of the Treaty of Versailles on June 28, 1919. 32 countries had come together in Paris in January 1919 to hold a conference which would make peace after the First World War. It would be dominated by the Big Three: David Lloyd George representing Britain, George Clemenceau, representing France, and Woodrow Wilson, representing the USA.
Contact Phoenix Journal Review. Independent confirmation of the Philippines gold.
Throughout the Spanish occupation of the Maharlika, members of the Tagay and Kalyan Nou clan have been visiting Europe since some of their relatives were English and Austrian. From 1866 to 1898, Prince Julian
Good day, people of the Philippines, people of the whole world, likers, sharers, and subscribers of Juris TV. Today, we will witness the signing of the agreement of OITC, Office of the International Treasury Control, by our big boss, Dr. Ray C. Dam, represented by Mr. E. Daniel Mueller from Germany, together with our tribal king of kings, His Royal Highness Rodolfo Montenegro Palpalato.
Ladies?
Well, Bong, you know.
You like to make any comment on the video?
Yeah, I will, Bong. You know, I mean, I not much to say because the video tells it all. You know, the video emphasized of His Excellency Professor Dr. Ray C. Dam's power and authority that was bestowed to him on January the 20th, 1995, and the official signing of redemption for the Kingdom of Maharlika, one of the Philippines island. And I am pretty sure, Bong, that is still ongoing, signing on other nations that need financial bailout, Bong. And you know what? All Cold Khmer that are living abroad, that read English, understand English, should go do their own research, Bong. They should, we've been out here 4 years, sharing all the information, the true information, the truth, and Lok Patien, he is the greatest leader ever, Bong. So Cold Khmer, please go do your own research. You will find it on the internet, on YouTube. Thank you, Bong.
Thank you. Chhyna?
Well, Bong, I agree with Bong Kalyan just said, but in my own opinion, after viewing this video, I can see that Lok Patien has the power of influential in the world. And Lok Patien is the only person can do this astronomical job in liberating Cambodia from the Chinese and Vietnamese communist, Bong.
Thank you, ladies, for your thought on the video. And now let's go back to our topic tonight. Is the continuation of our responsibility as the citizen of a great future nation that we have so much hope in, the liberation from the evil regime, Hun Sen and the puppet masters. Again, the discussion of the responsibility duty as children of Nokor Khmer MEANCHEY, the decision will be based on the 5 key components of the 1991 Cambodian Peace Agreement: 1, sovereignty, independence, territorial integrity and viability, nationality, and I'm trying to say this word.
Unity. Or neutrality, Bong.
Neutrality, there you go. I'm trying to remember that word. Thank you so much. And national unity of Cambodian. Based on the mentioned peace agreement, we have 5 points to dissect, which we have briefly covered on our last show, number 30th, point 1 and point 2. And tonight we will be covering the remaining 3 points. Okay, we have discussed, these 2 agreement spirit, that principle of 1991 Cambodian Peace Agreement: sovereignty, independent, territory, integrity, and viability, neutrality, and national unity of Cambodian will be covered in point 3 to 5. On Kalyan and on Chhyna. Our first point of discussion tonight is we continue point number 3 from last week. What kind of government shall be the democratic country in the world? I wrote it down here. A, the role model of world. B, the best country to invest as the leader of financial institution. C, will be the most influential nation in keeping the world safe. D, it has the best defense system from protecting the country.
Bong, what kind of government shall be the democratic country in the world? Khmer Empire is one of the older nations on earth, Bong. Still, we never had democracy because of a true form of republican government governed our nation for only 4 short years. And the rest were royalist government and communist.
You are absolutely correct, Bong Kalyan, for I concur on that. This current Khmer government is a communist government ruled by Communist Party, which was created by Ho Chi Minh in 1951, Bong.
Yeah, lady, even those who have tried to change their look, heart, and soul are still, cruel and ugly.
Well, to prosper, our new Khmer Republic must have all citizens participate in rebuilding our country, Bong. And all Khmer must have the following: education and wealth to be independent. And all Khmer must be nation's defenders, not just the Ministry of Defense.
As you said, On Kalyan, the 10 million strong defenders must be educated. we must start right away. You know, Lok Patin give all of us the opportunity with right to defend, you know, our nation.
Well, Bong, yes, I couldn't agree with you more, Bong Chhovy. Truly, the great nations with the 10 million people should bear the responsibility and duty. The responsibility of all 18 years older and older must go through the military and national security in 18 months training before entering their private and professional life.
No, I agree, Chhyna. You know, to ensure everlasting patriotism culture, the nation's history shall be disclosed to all Khmer, regardless of the pain or glorious history, you know, and a national museum will be built to ensure that our history will be told correctly and truthfully on.
Yeah, you know, Khmer truth history must be written by, you know, Khmer scholar only.
The last 800 years were the empire's downfall. Still, the previous 200 years were the most painful for the country, especially when King Sihanouk was crowned king of the country by the foreign manipulations and propaganda.
Okay, you know, to be respectful in the region and possibly in the world, what do we need to do to gain this title?
Well, you know, first we need democracy. It's a must to have, you know, to have our nation. And two, financial independence is another must have to control our destiny. Education is what every citizen shall hold and explore endlessly, Bong. And our children shall be the best educated, no less than other foreigners. You know, this is the moral obligation of each citizen of NOKOR Khmer MEANCHEY, Bong. And, you know, their parents will be accountable for their children attending school every day too.
Well, Bong, the United States is a powerful nation because of their democracy and as well in their dynamic education, Bong. Their people are not afraid to speak or explore new ideas. The Bill of Rights stand very strong. We must have the same, but it will be definitely take some time to reach it. After all, it has taken the United States 245 years since 1776.
And yes, you know, Chhyna, you know, for us here, you know, Lok Patin has everything to make our country great again. Even though we are small, we have tremendous potential to be better than any country in the region or even in the world.
Yes, of course, Bong. All of us here have seen what is best for the country. In this case, I don't think following Lok Patin's leadership would be that difficult if you ask me. Lok Patin had withstand bad people who want to destroy him, to take away his sole heir of the global combined collateral account, and also were attempted by the deep state to death throw him within the Committee of the 300 during the course of his leadership. Therefore, there is no other logical reason I wouldn't bind my trust upon his leadership, Bong.
Yes, you know, that is correct, Owen. You know, with a proven record, ladies, I am convinced that Lok Patin is the toughest leader in the world. You know, he outsmarted all the other leaders in the world, including the Chinese presidents, Xi Jinping.
Yeah, you know, we have seen, you know, many original events that involve, you know, normally the Chinese government would be responsible for, you know, the outcome. For example, the COVID-19 is going for the third year, starting in December year 2019 and now February 2023.
Well, Bong, China COVID-19 has not in sight. Their people drop dead like flies daily, as seen on CNN reported. As of January the 25th, 2023, the total COVID-19 affected is 1.1 billion people, a billion with a B, and the satellite images taken over several Chinese cities and has captured crowding at crematoriums and funeral homes as the country continues battle with unprecedented half of COVID-19 infections. With that being said, I would like to give it a shout out to the Chinese puppet who is so blind and keep thinking that China is the ultimate government on earth. You are wrong, Mr. Soysapip. President of Khmer Chinese New Association, Cambodia, Mong, Mr. Soysapip. Do you know him?
Yeah.
I know this guy. Yes. I know this guy. I personally know this guy. Yeah.
And ladies, Luc Patien is an extraordinary leader. His wisdom, indeed, as I have said earlier, China has been outsmarted by Luc Patien. Luc Patien will embed all Khmer Republic government and the Mahanako Khmer MEANCHEY with financial infrastructure that will not be taken away by any enemies in hundreds of years to come. When we have wealth, we will be viewed as a powerful nation. Our country will be jeweled with the unimaginable wealth, and it will be unprecedented to respect to the Khmer Republic government and the people, its people.
Mm-hmm. It is not hard to do, ladies. Our country shall be the most influential in the region, if not in the world. Canada and Australia and the United Kingdom have, submitted to our Luc Patien goal that needed to stimulate their economy in the last 36 months.
That is correct, Bong. Canada went into contract leasing 1,000 metric tons of gold bullion back in 2021. With $100 million in interest payment per month for the next 10 years. And Australia went into contract in 2022 with the undisclosed amount of the gold leasing program, Bong.
But Bong, the United Kingdom started a dialogue in late 2022 to lease gold from UNOITC to support the housing development project. I read the letter on behalf of Luc Patien in October 2022, Bong, 2022.
Yeah, these are big thing. The world top developed countries, came to Luc Patien for an I'm trying to say this word.
Economic bailout.
Economic bailout. Yeah, bailout. Thank you again. And the world top developed countries came to Luc Patien, for a financial bailout, ladies.
And you know what else? Luc Patien will be bringing the bigger and better things to our country after the Supreme Council of Khmer for Rescue takes over the country. And the Khmer Republic government will be established with the full support of the superpower nations. And Luc Patien will bring trillions of US dollars into the central bank of the new Khmer Republic government with thousands of metric tons of bullion gold and credit line loan from top-notch European banks. And you know what? Mahanako Khmer MEANCHEY will be the lender of the world.
And Mongoliana Luc Patien will pay off all Khmer foreign debts. We will be the only nations on the planet to be debt-free and the debt holders of development in the developed countries. I can't wait because I can pay my, school loans. I still owe school loans until now. So if that happened, I'm lucky. Yeah.
Good one, Chhyna.
That's correct. The Khmer Republic will be, the leader in the world. Kotrol will be the financial center of the world with facility provided, to other nations. I am just so excited, lady.
Yeah, Bong, with this, with this financial influence, Luc Patien, as the president of the new Khmer Republic, Luc Patien will have much to say and mitigate all the regional and global political affairs. Bong?
Well, Mongolian, just like the long-standing dispute in the South China Sea, China wanted to invade Taiwan, the war in the Middle East between Israel and Iran, and the war in African region. The ultimate reason behind it is money, Bong.
That's correct.
And then, it's truly a blessing, right? That Luc Patien has plenty to influence their political stances or interest on the world.
Yes. Yeah. Chhyna, every country went to war due to financial needs and market control of technology. The United States is protecting the Asia Pacific market due to the 60% of the world population. and 40% of the world GDP from China controlling it. And again, another nations will view Cambodia and its people as a nation of respect and honorable nation, as we used to be during the Khmer Empire. With what we have just stated, all Khmer should start changing their mindset of being a puppet to the Chinese and Vietnamese communists for the last 45 years. We must start firing up our attitude to take charge when the new Khmer Republic takes control of the country. And soon we shall be controlling our own destiny.
You know what? Yes, indeed. And now let's ask a question. What must we do to protect our sovereignty and integrity for a year ahead, ladies?
Bong, the world is getting mean and meaner every day. We cannot trust others to protect us. We must learn and train to defend ourselves, Bong.
You know what? I totally agree with you, Bong. Today's political environment is very ugly, messy, and cutthroat, involving the use of ruthless measures, merciless, which the weak one does not stand a chance, and the strong one will survive in the battlefield, Bong.
Agreed.
What shall we do to keep us from, returning to be the puppet of other nations again?
Planning, Bong. Planning is a must and must start now. As I said before, mindset and attitude must be on the right track. We know that and agree that we have Luc Patien to bring everything to NOKOR MEANCHEY. And, we shall capitalize it now. Weakness is not an option, okay, ladies? We must seize the opportunity, not stay asleep and wake up for late lunch.
Absolutely, Bong. Our next generation is in the learning and training mode now. Consequently, we shall lead the other nations in every sector. If we choose to lead with all the wealth, the best part of this is that Luc Patien brings to a jumpstart our country from dirt to stardom, Bong.
Chhyna, we always, share, said all the time that no one cares for us but us. We must start thinking straight. Like example here, Khmer New Year is on April 14th, right? Every year, not on January 1st, not on Chinese New Year's, which on Chinese New Year, you will see a red color from head to toes. Our New Year is on April the 14th of every year. If we are going to do anything right, we must get our thinking straight first. And before we armed ourselves with the best knowledge on and technology money that could buy.
And, Bong, in the last 44 years, since 1979, after the killing field was orchestrated by the Chinese government, Heng Samrin and Hun Sen led the country into the cultural annihilation field. Luc Patien figures out on how many possible illegal immigrants of approximately 8 million have been living in our country. And, that is very dangerous. He came with the figure, which is approximately 8 million, like I said, been living in the country illegally. This is a major threat to our nation when looking right at this number. We must take action immediately in order to protect our sovereignty and integrity of our country, Bong.
Yes, and you know what, ladies, those numbers very worrisome.
What is the course of action on?
Well, very simple. Khmer is Khmer. If you're not Khmer, then return to your country. I do not know how the new Khmer Republic will handle this, but I trust Luc Patien will get it done without hiccups. Israel can do it to keep the Palestinian out. The Thai government did it back in 2014 when they shipped all the illegal migrant workers back home. And many other international laws have proven it's effective. Now, Singapore and Malaysia have done it successfully with the similar immigration issue.
I trust that the Supreme Council of Khmer Council of the Attorney has already drafted and in procedural. What we know is that the lethal forces are in position to execute at any given time by Luc Patien. Luc Patien is the only man with the most detailed and structured plan, which I have witnessed in the last 4 years. As we speak, Luc Patien, His Excellency Professor Dr. Ray Sedam, is highly strategic when it comes to planning his liberation. Luc Patien chooses word very carefully every time he speaks, Bong.
Well, thank you, lady. Let's move on to our number 4. Point number 4, what level quality of life should the country be under His Excellency leadership with all the available financial resources? On this, let's look at the following. Economics and health and welfare. C, best housing. What are the what your lady thought about above, ladies?
Well, I'm very confident in saying this. Under the leadership of His Excellency Professor Dr. Ray Sedam, the quality of life for our people will be very bright and more prosperous than ever in the last 800 years. We will not be under any puppet mentality or of any nation, of any nation.
Right, Bong. Our country's future and our people will be able to control our destiny, but we must take the initiative to put things into actions together as a nation. All due respect, there is no such thing as free lunch, free wealth, free freedom. We must sacrifice for everything we desire for. Do you all agree?
Yes, I agree. I totally agree with you. And just like Luc Patien has sacrificed, since the age of 13, he parted from his beloved mom to control his destiny.
For our audience to understand clearly, can you please share your thought on what will bring to the country? As I have stated, regarding this economy, health, and housing.
I'm going to put it in plain and simple, Bong, Please. For one thing, everything is ready and available in this world. Now we are living in the 21st century, but our people are still experiencing the 20th century, even older. And we are at least 100 years behind America and other developed nations, Bong. Regarding the economy, Cambodia economy will be the healthiest economy on earth after we liberated our country.
You're right, Bong. Cambodia is a third world country. Is below development, Bong, even though the prime minister right now claimed that everything is just, out there. And he thinks that the building and the economic out there in Cambodia is astronomical according to, his terminology, but I don't find that. So what I really don't find, as you said, this difficult if our fellow Khmer watch us live or via YouTube replay, I'm sorry. And I just want to point out Cambodia's economic GDP is 26 billion USD with a 10 billion national debt mostly owed to China. Our best industrial and manufacturing and garmenting, not to mention, this is a lower end products, Bong.
Yeah, we have no choice but to bring the GDP up to 33 billion, or everyone should make about, 100 per a day in the future.
Well, while other nations are leading in the high-end manufacturing or products, like electronic products, we are making clothes, and now the factories are closing down left and right, Bong, Kalyan Nou, Chhovy.
Yeah, the government, it's very sad. It is closing, even though they only make what? $5 a day or less?
Yeah, $203 a month, $200 to $300 a month.
So sad. It's so sad, and the government product is very high labor intensive with the lowest pay manufacturing. We should not be in the gutter of the food chain anymore. Luc Patien will bring a high-paying manufacturing facility into the country immediately after we take over the country. And again, the mindset and attitude of wanting to be the leader must start right away.
We must be prepared to capture this opportunity. We cannot sleep any longer. Bong, my fellow Khmer as well. Luc Patien only could bring the leading manufacturers in, but it's our responsibility to strive to make the best out of it, Bong. That's all I can say.
Yes, you know, Chhyna, but you know, preparation is the key to all Khmer duties and responsibilities. You know, we must know that the world is very competitive, and Lok Batien can only bring the factories to the country, but we must know how to keep them.
Yeah, lady, you know, the 60,000 college students who graduate every year will, you know, have a job, and all the migrant worker in between 2 to 4 million living in Thailand, Malaysia, South Korea, and Japan must return home to help rebuild and protect, you know, our country.
You know, Bong, you know, all the college graduates and the current government officials must wake up also. Cambodia belongs to all Khmer and does not belong to the Hun family. And together we shall make Cambodia strong again. And like a top industrial complex with a top high value manufacturing companies to be brought into the country to produce high ticketed items.
Well, you know, while talking about government officials, those officials are so naive and very brainless. The Ministry of Finance bragged about his government's economy and said that we Khmer should be proud of the economy. Oh, really? Yeah.
Yes, I heard that. What's there to be proud of, Chhyna? You know, in the last 30 years, we still depend on foreign aid after the 1991 Cambodia-Paris Peace Agreement. You know, in the previous 30 years, after the peace agreement, we still depend on foreign aid. And for the 2023 budget, the government needs about $2 billion to derivative program or loan or grant to meet the required budget of the $9 billion.
Yeah, another thing, did the ministry, the finance compare Cambodian economy to the United States, you know, economy in terms of the nation debt in GDP, lady?
Yes, it's very insulting. Yes, I heard that. It's like he's insulting our, you know, his own country comparing to America. He bragged about the 10 billion plus national debt. FYI, Lok Batien will pay off all Khmer's debt as soon as we take over the country. Our people will not have to suffer any longer, you know, when this debt hanging over their heads when he moves in.
And, you know, yeah, and besides, no debt is hanging over Khmer's head. You know, we will earn a decent and respectable income to support the family. And changing the dynamic of macroeconomics is very hard to do, but Lok Batien has all the right ingredients to make it happen. You know, he has all the political clout in every region to the market and the product produced in Cambodia. He has unlimited financial resources at his fingertip. You know, they are the most important to plug at any top-notch electronic firm into Cambodia.
On Kalyan, with the marketplace and financial liquidity, you know, they think all the music to any top Fortune 500 firm worldwide will jump on it, right? Our people will not be going to sleep on an empty stomach. Every child will be, you know, having a bad sleep and not on the street.
Chhovy, can you share with our audience that data that came out of the Ministry of Finance on January the 20th, 2023, that this puppet government is doing? You know, sorry, I meant Kalyan. We all know that our people are running to Thailand to find work.
Yeah. Yes, I can. I'll share with you. You know, we have the data here. This is the transcript from the state, you know, from their statement. Expenditure budget for 2023, $9 billion. National revenue expected, $7.2 billion.
Oh.
Yes, in order to meet the budget requirement, they have to do the following, Bong. The total is 1.8 billion USD, subsidized from the following: A, foreign loans, which is 1.2 billion USD, and then B, the government bond, the 200 million USD, and of course C, reserve cash from 2022, $ plus and negative 600 million USD, Chhovy and Kalyan.
Thank you, ladies. For the 32 years, this government could not survive without grant from, community. As the year 2021, the total grant is almost 21 billion US dollar.
Bong, as own Chhyna said, all the national debt accumulated by this regime will be paid off by our Lopatian when we take over.
Of course. And yes, our country will be one of the few debt-free nations, Bong.
Yeah, as I remember the process of taking over the debt already arranged by Lopatian top elite, his attorneys.
Yes, Bong, but this kind of debt offsetting require a little planning and restructuring with the world financial institutions. And I'm sure that it will be ready to offset when we have control of the country. And remember, we are going to have a brand new currency with a different value other than 4,000 real to $1 US ratio, Bong.
Thank you, lady. Okay, let's wrap this segment up before we going into the next health and housing segment. We all know that our people are suffering badly. We cannot even support and ourselves. No argument. The economy under Lopatian will be powerful, but that sector of the economy should be, we will be expecting.
Well, Bong, no objections or choices besides a strong and resilient economy, Bong. Lopatian's macro economy will be solid enough to withstand any national disaster like pandemic, COVID-19, or even global economic recession, Bong.
Please tell us more.
Well, Lopatian understand how the world functions, Bong, politically and financially, and the manufacturing sector will be the main focus.
And yes, when we have the best and high-end products produced in our country, we are going to face skilled labor shortages.
You know what? At least sixfold will shoot up the average of the GDP per capita within the first couple of years on. And here's the an example of the $5 per day to $25 per day average, and even higher on. And I'm going to be very conservative here. It could be more, depending on the attitude of our people and our government official that will be helping to rebuild the country. And again, it's all about the mindset and the attitude, because we will have everything. We will have everything to make NOKOR Khmer MEANCHEY to be the top tiger of ASEAN.
And the increase is due to switching to higher end product manufacturing, Kalyan.
Yeah, this is a commitment to our fellow Kon Khmer who love the NOKOR Khmer MEANCHEY. We cannot do it alone. We must change, our attitude and learn a new skill to serve, the new demanding job on.
Yes, Bong, this demands a major sacrificing. It is our duty and responsibility of all the owner of the greatest land, which is Savannapum. We must let go of the poison embedded in us for the last 44 years by the Vietnamese Ho Chi Minh when they invaded us back in 1979.
And Kalyan, Chhovy, due to many elementary and high school dropouts, we must bring these children back to proper schooling after our liberation takes place.
Yeah, we must have, 100% literacy. All the future current generation must know how to read.
Bong, that is correct, Bong. If I may add, young mothers must join the workforce to contribute to society. These young mothers should not be known as a kitchen bosses or just, doing housework, Bong. This must end under the new Khmer Republic government.
Yes, we need everyone to contribute to, rebuilding our nation. Okay, we have 2 more segments, health and welfare, housing and land. What should be done perលោកប្រធាន word of wisdom, ladies?
Well, asលោកប្រធាន always said, please do not wait for foreigners to protect our health and homeland. This current leader is spineless. And in the last 44 years, Hun Sen depends on the Vietnamese communist government to keep him in power.
That is correct, Bong. As a result, we lost 4 provinces to the CLV joint venture in 1999. That is for the east side of the territory. As for the west side of territory, Khok and Kampong Saum are along with major Chinese development. The Chinese have the plan to bring 30 million of their people to migrate to Cambodia in the new few years.
The revolution will terminate all their plans. But we must join forces from the ground up. And this means every soul of Khmer blood, must rise now and fight. All our borders must be protected at all times. And we will have the latest technology to do this job.
លោកប្រធាន has invested billions in top-notch technologies like the satellite with the Australian firm. Our border will have live real-time visual monitoring. Wow.
Thank you, lady. Those who living in working in the foreign land should be planning to return home to protect our sovereignty.
Yes, Bong. We need all Khmer to return home to help rebuild and protect our nation, Bong. And do we depend on our enemies to protect our home or land? No way, then we will end up homeless. All of us end up homeless.
For sure. As you said in our 29 show, the total land concession is 2.2 million hectares from the 302 concessions contracts. All those land will be used for the benefit of Kon Khmer, not the rich tycoons and foreigners.
Yeah, we have anywhere from 2 million to 4 million Kon Khmer living in foreign countries. And the Chinese communists and the Vietnamese communists occupy, our 2.2 million hectares of land. It doesn't make any sense, ladies. It does not to me, lady.
No, it doesn't make sense, Mom. Yeah. Nothing makes sense in Cambodia right now.
Yeah. Oh. And these two, the 2 to 4 million Kon Khmer should be returned home to help rebuild the country, ladies, and will require a decent health care system. They must be physically and mentally healthy to stand up against our moral enemies.
We must have equal access to health care for all Kon Khmer, not just the rich and powerful elite group.
The elite, including the king, goes to China for the medical treatment, and Hun Sen family and the tycoon go to Singapore and Thailand.
I'm pledging to all Kon Khmer worldwide, professionally trained, in their field. They must return home to help teach our youngsters to rebuild our NOKOR Khmer MEANCHEY. Our medical system must be the homegrown doctors. Besides the financial stability, healthcare is essential for a strong and stable nation, Bong.
Yeah, medicine should not be in shortage of under the new Khmer Republic, as we have been informed byលោកប្រធានis already, building the medical facility and system.
Well,លោកប្រធានhas many resources because he controls 209 countries in 9 regions, Bong.
Thank you, lady. I'm sorry, lady. We could go more on this topic, but our time is up. We shall return next month to pick up from tonight, this evening. Chhyna, lady, you want to share your comment?
Well, yes, I can start first, Bong. This time has come. It is a matter of finishingលោកប្រធាន's full course of preparations for liberations in the best interest of Kon Khmer. Regardless of what is being publicized by the traitor regime to be taking place after the election, it is an illusion on their part. The contract executed in October 2016 of $25 billion USD for the service of the elite group to Liberations Cambodia is in the position, just awaiting an executions on a green light. Liberation is not the question. The question is the faith of the traitor family and no good king. I am only looking forward to serving my duty as Sckhk Khmer with everyone listening tonight. Well, long may God and may Buddha bless you and everyone here tonight, and I'll hope to see you all soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Chhyna. On Kalyan.
Yes, that is correct, Chhyna, what you just said. You know, I agree with you. You know, every day as we move closer to liberating our country, we continue to bring the real truth about Lokpatian's credibility every month. You know, every fact presented as astonishing accomplishment that no other person could even come close to what Lokpatian has accomplished. Not even prime minister, not even president, not even queen or king. You know, with this, I am saying that His Excellency has so much influential power on the global spectrum in the outcome of the world politics. Money is power, but gold is even more astonishing. And, you know, ladies, to end, for my ending tonight, you know, if I may quote Lokpatian last Facebook posting, I have lived a single life without a father from the age of 7 months to this minute, the trumpet of the fatherless journey. I am now on my way forward, knowing that no obstacle can keep me from struggling. My travels include my faith in my mother and father. You know, with this quote, Lokpatian, my heart is very, very heavy, you know, and I know it was a tremendous struggle that Lokpatian had gone through to be where you are at today, but only you, Lokpatian, that knows the pain. But I can, you know, tell, and by listening to your voice, that you can hear the pain and sincerity in your voice, Lokpatian. And thank you, Bang Chhovy and Chhyna. On Chhyna.
Thank you, lady. Thank you so much. Bomani, I would like to thank you for always the video. Thank you so much. And lady, again, love you both, and we'll see you next
time. Love you too. Love you all.
As stated, no other leader in the world offers such financial help to a super nation like the United Kingdom as Lokpatian provided to Prime Minister Rishi Sunak. The Cambodian People Party will be dissolved and all the high-ranking official assets will be confiscated. And stated based on Lokpatian advice and statement, may our Lord Buddha bless all Sckhk Khmer, especially Lokpatian, for his love for our country. Again, thank you from our Khmer Lady Viewpoint. We would like to thank you, His Excellency Professor Dr. Racy Dam, Netmi Savanho, and Lupu Sodapik, all SCKHK member, and of course, finally, to our supporter around the world. Thank you so much for sharing, Lady Viewpoint. Please, if you want to be member, don't hesitate, you know, go to private messenger or go to racydam.org. Please, time is near. Thank you so much. As committed, our Supreme Council of Khmer for Rescue will ensure that all the traitors will be brought to justice. Until we meet again next month, please follow Khmer Politics and Supreme Council of Khmer for Rescue. Thank you and good night. យើងខ្ញុំទាំងអស់គ្នាសូមថ្លែងអំណរអគុណដល់អស់លោកស្រីប្រិយមិត្តតែងតែតាមដានកម្មវិធីទស្សនៈស្ត្រីនៃឧត្តមគណៈប្រឹក្សាខ្មែរជួយខ្មែររំដោះជាតិយើងនឹងវិលជួបអស់លោកសាជាថ្មីសូមឲ្យអស់លោកទាំងអស់គ្នាមានសេចក្តីសុខទទួលរកស៊ីមានបានគ្រប់គ្នាសូមថ្លែងអំណរអគុណគ្រប់ជំរាបសួរសាជាថ្មី
នរណា